Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Parksy here, your coach of the Armada, just bringing back to Smash today here for DGBA Season 9 Playoffs Round number 2, aka the Playoff Semi-Finals, where I am going to be going against Ches again and the Memphis Zizzlies. If you guys do want to leave a like on this video, that'd be greatly appreciated. Let me know that you guys are enjoying the content, because it has been quite a bit of effort to actually churn these videos out, because I am actually somewhat busy despite it being quarantined. Just with the restrictions ending, I can actually meet up with people, meaning that my schedule is a little bit lighter. Um, but if you guys do want to go check out some of the previous videos, especially the one versus Ches, cards are showing up now, letting you guys go and see the previous video where I battled Ches, because this isn't actually my first occasion battling him, it's my second occasion. So if you want to see my original team that I brought versus him, and if you do want to avoid spoilers, make sure to go do it, and you have your warning now, because I'm going to be I'm about to spoil the video for that. But basically, we did manage to beat him. Fortunately, he definitely brought some things that I didn't expect him to bring. Those various things that I didn't expect him to bring in the first match, I do think they're going to be coming again personally, and I feel like some of the things that he missed out on bringing that actually could have done a lot of work with my team, I think that those instead are going to be the things that he's going to be bringing. I think he's going to be bringing a bit more of a normal team versus me, because things like especially defensive Noctowl I don't think did as much work as he's expecting them to, and then he might also be swapping a few things out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a quick side note, this is actually the I believe furthest I've ever gotten in a draft league. This is tied with I can't remember what the league was even called, but it was the first league I ever did, and you can probably find it. I think it was about 2 years ago on my channel, where I did it with some other friends of mine like MX3, Haz, Hughes Man, and Ratata Man, of course, good old Alan. Shiny, people like those individuals that I originally started my draft league career playing against, and I managed to make it to the semi-finals of that. I also managed to make it to the semi-finals of the DGBA Season 9, or sorry, Season 6, what I'm saying, Season 9, where unfortunately I wasn't able to upload all of the content just due to being busy and also various laptop issues. Now I do have some laptop issues now, but hopefully they should just go away before I go out for my run. So yeah, my run's at 3, and it's currently 20 past 2, so that's an idea. It's Monday if you guys are curious. But yeah, if I manage to beat Ches, and it's a known personal accomplishment for me, because I will actually be able to get into the finals basically, and be able to break my own record in my draft league content, and be ultimately one step closer to the ultimate prize, which is ultimately, there's not a lot of ultimate, sorry, which is just generally being able to win the whole season, which is of course the reason why 99% of people actually applies to just win and also have fun. But our opponent, if we do beat Ches, is going to be either Haz or Manly. So it would be funny to play Haz in the finals, since yeah, we as I said, we date back quite a long time to our rivalry and battling. But nonetheless, I'm going to be going up against Ches. Of course, my team is good old Crobat, Azelf, Alolan Persian, Heliolisk, Zyger 30%, Mega Scizor, Volcanion, Chestnut, Sylveon, Swampert, and Aurora. So you guys should be very knowledgeable about that by now, because I've had to say it so many times, as his team consists of Tapu Koko, Latios, Drapion, Lucario, Noctowl, Mega Swampert, Pelipper, Porygon 2, Omastar, Reuniclus, and Ferrothorn. Now previously I was running the team by Haz, and I did make a few switches to the accordance of what he said, because I felt like he had a greater insight, and ultimately things like the Choice Scarf Aurora that he did suggest to me ultimately did manage to pay off. As my laptop's getting a bit warm, so excuse me. But this time I believe I just went completely solo. I did run the team by a few people, but those were generally just to give me the all clear, and I don't think they actually changed much about the team. Maybe one or two things, but there's nothing really prominent in my mind. Again, taking into consideration that this has been about 6 or 7 months previous. Actually, it would have been longer by now. It's about 9 months actually to when I would have actually played this. So some things have escaped my mind, and I've just had to relearn things basically over the continuation of the 3 months that I have been actually recording these videos. But Yes, we're going to be going against him again. I said previously in my battle versus him week 5 that I thought the Mega Swampert was a very likely Pokemon he is going to bring, and he didn't bring it, and I feel like that was a major factor as to why he lost. I feel like Mega Swampert was such an amazing breaker. Again, he's got that Tapu Koko, which is really scary, and which my team really lacks no proper switch-ins to, something like a mixed Tapu Koko with Life Orb and Roost, U-turn if it wants to be, Dazzling Gleam and Wild Charge, because my team cannot respond to that whatsoever. The Chill Stab with that. He can run Grass Knot if he wants to, of course, again. But my team really is going to be taking into consideration as defensive Pokemon, like Porygon 2, Reuniclus, and Ferrothorn, and making sure that those aren't threats, being able to set up on them, and through that hopefully being able to vicariously get rid of his offense. And once the defense is gone of his team, then hopefully some of my other faster Pokemon and Pokemon that are designed to set up and be a little bit more sneakier can do their jobs. The first Pokemon on my team is actually going to be a Lure Mega Scizor. I've never actually brought, I believe, a Hidden Power variant of Scizor, but this is going to be my Hidden Power Electric, which can go Pelipper with the Electric Terrain. Any variant of Pelipper, and I believe if it's offensive I can still knock it out with Hidden Power Electric. The only downside is that if he's a max HP Pelipper, maybe even if he's max HP Pelipper he might live, and if he's Spadef then he definitely lives, but even with Stealth Rocks, if he is a max HP max Spadef he will be knocked out with this Hidden Power Electric. As you have U-turn as a form of momentum and Bullet Punch to be able to deal good damage to Tapu Koko, putting it to range of Stealth Rock after 2 Bullet Punches, and potentially threaten it out again. But basically I just have a really good offenses. My speed allows me to outspeed max speed Pelipper, like I brought previously with the choice specs. That was pretty scary, and also another reason why I need to make sure that I have these sort of little snipers on my team that can be able to abuse the fact that he might think that I'm just bringing a very standard team, where in actuality I'm bringing a kind of off the wall team due to the fact that I really want to make it into playoffs, and I feel like I have to pull out all the stops. So that's my Mega Scizor, just a really good Lure variant allowing me to break down the Pelipper, and once Pelipper goes down Mega Swampert, its viability in the game really drops off dramatically, as it no longer gets rain boosted waterfalls, and a lot of my team that previously could not speed due to the Swift Swim in the rain can actually now, and this is one of them. This is actually my suit response to the Mega Swampert. This is my little Persian, which with the fur coat I can take, I believe, 2 waterfalls from Mega Swampert. Firing off Fire Blaze to deal about 50% to it as well is also super nice. Knockoff allowing to remove the Violite from Porygon 2, as well as potential leftovers from Ferrothorn, are all really crucial, as well as the fact that they have Taunt to prevent them from healing up, whether that be Leech Seed, whether that be Recover. And if he is running something like a physically defensive Reuniclus, it still will be able to take my Dark type attacks, but I can still taunt it, and I also have the Parting Shot therefore to gain some nice momentum versus this team. Again, keeping up momentum is also a very crucial thing against this team, so he's got so many Pokemon that rely on the rain offense strategy, and also some defensive Pokemon that really don't like being momentum chained on as well, like the Ferrothorn, like the Porygon 2, they just want to be left alone, toxic, recover those shenanigans. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the Persian. I also need some really good Dark type offense. I believe I didn't actually bring a little Person in my previous game, but this time due to the threat that regular Latios possesses, then I felt like I needed to have some sort of Pokemon that could outspeed it and deal with it, and that is why I have got the knockoff and foul play combination. The next member of my team is a little bit out of the box, and that is a Calm Mind Papa Berry variant of Azelf, designed to set up on the likes of the Reuniclus, the Porygon 2, the Latios, even a Tapu Koko if it is going to be. I believe I can take a hit from it. And with the Power Berry I will be able to heal back up out of range, out of any priority that he might want to go for, as I do have the Calm Mind, Fire Blast, the Psychic, and the Shadow Ball, which is perfect coverage versus his team, hits his team at least neutrally, and yeah, nothing much really to say, just a really good mid-game breaker that can outspeed almost the entirety of his team. Things like Swift Swim, Mega Swampert, and Tapu Koko do cause this thing problems, but again, it's just making sure they can actually break down some of his walls so that some of my other members of my team can do some work. So yeah, this is pretty much just the Azelf set. Fire Blast really nice for the Ferrothorn, things like Psychic is just really nice for things like Porygon 2, and for the Mega Swampert, and then we've also got Shadow Ball, of course, for that pesky little Reuniclus. So yeah, that's pretty much Azov as the next member of my team. Something that I wanted to bring, so many times during the season, and I don't believe I've ever actually brought it. That is a Choice Specs Aurorus. This thing is an absolute nightmare versus this team, being able to pretty much take out every single Pokemon, even things like Lucario, take about 30% from a Choice Scarf variant that I did bring previously. Previously, I brought Choice Scarf, of course, because Hannah said it would be a really nice Pokemon to respond offensively to the Latios, which otherwise caused my team difficulty. But due to the fact now that I have my base 115s in Azelf and Alolan Persian that can deal some really nice damage to the Latios, I felt like that was the all clear for my Aurorus to run a Choice Spec set, allowing me to really break down his walls like the Porygon 2, like the Ferrothorn, and like the Reuniclus, because really those are the three walls that are stopping, spoilers, my Zygarde from actually doing a lot of work, because if those Pokemon are gone, then my Zygarde ultimately can just be able to deal really nicely with his team. So I do have the Blizzard, which again is just incredible. Freeze Strike can be able to Oko the Pelipper and the Swampert. Again, we've got the Snow Warring, and that is crucial because it can rival his Rain, really providing some sort of contradiction to his swim capabilities. And then I've also got Hidden Power Fire, which can of course Oko the Ferrothorn. That's important. And then I don't really have any other fourth move that really warrants being on the set over Stealth Rocks. I don't have another Stealth Rocker in this game since Swampert I don't think is that great, because it just kind of gets beaten down this game a lot and can't really do much to his Pokemon. Plus it's also complete switch in fodder for the Ferrothorn to set up spikes, so that's an issue. And Azelf, of course, is running a more offensive set, so I have to run Stealth Rocks, which is fine. Just I can set up Stealth Rocks if maybe I predict a switch, and maybe to get rid of the Pelipper, since ultimately that Pelipper is one of the most annoying Pokemon on its team. But yeah, as I already said, the Zygarde is up next, a Fightinium Z variant, allowing me to break down the Ferrothorn and the Porygon 2, his two main responses. Porygon 2, I believe, even after a +1 Dragonance with the Fightinium Z, is going to be taking about 50-60%, so it's going to be crucial to get that Blizzard damage off on it, because that will put it directly into range of this Zygarde. And once his walls are a little bit weakened, this thing can really go off again. Thousand Arrows is such a good spammable move versus this team, as it's Grass type and Ferrothorn, and it's also partly Steel type. And so doesn't really want to appreciate the Thousand Arrows, and definitely does not appreciate my superpower coverage. Extreme Speed can also pick off the Taboo Koko if weakened by Bullet Punch, and the Mega Latios as well for that. Why do I keep calling it Mega Latios? I keep recalling back to Mega Latios that I faced Luke, which Luke had the previous week. So yeah, it's kind of funny that I've had to play Latios back to back. But yeah, Extreme Speed is really nice for that, and it's just a good Pokemon versus this team. Has the bulk to take a hit, really nice special defense, allowing me to take a Specs hit from the Tapu Koko as well, so all that I feel is very important, and hopefully I can go for the Zygarde win con with the Dragon Dance. Ultimately I felt like I've had to go for the Dragon Dance win con quite a few times in my games, and this is no exception, as I'm hoping the Zygarde can really pull through once again. As the final member of my team is of course Chestnut. This again is my safety precaution to so many members of his team. Things like the Lucario, this thing proved to be a really good defense response until it sheds hacks me and credits. So yeah, I guess it wasn't as good as a response to Lucario as I first thought. But in theory, it can take the close combats. It can also take hits from the Mega Swampert, as Ice Punch is only going to be doing about 40% maximum, and also being able to have access to Leech Seed is really nice, because again, Ferrothorn does not want to be taking a stab fighting type attacks from my Chestnut, and also I respond to Ferrothorn's best option to deal damage, which is durable, due to the fact that I've got Bulletproof. It also allows me to block things like Shadow Ball, maybe from the Mega Latios, from the Latios again. I'm going to keep making that mistake. So I think that's the only other ballistic moves that I can really think he viably runs. I might be forgetting one or two. Maybe something like a ballistic firing Lucario, who knows. But again, Seed Bomb, I also have got on my coverage option again, just to be able to deal about 90% damage to that Mega Swampert, ultimately put it into range of my priority attacks. I felt that's very useful. Spiky Shield is there to stall out rain turns, as well as also dealing damage to his physical attackers that this Pokemon is ultimately going to be there for to deal with. Nothing much to say, just max HP, max defense, and let's get on to the team. So again, my team consists of a Lure Mega Scizor, a bulky Alolan Persian that could gain some nice momentum, Calm Mind, Midbreaker, Azelf, Wall Breaker, Choice Specs, Aurorus, late game Wincon, Zyger with Fightinium Z, and Physically Defensive Chestnut to respond to some of his threats. On his team is the Tapu Koko. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't really muster an actual good response to the Tapu Koko. It kind of just, I have to hem and ha around the Tapu Koko really, just because I don't have Sylveon on this team. I felt like Sylveon just allows so many of his Pokemon responses, and since I think he's going to be bringing a bulkier team versus me, then I do feel like Sylveon's that great. But again, Tapu Koko, just something like 2 attacks, wild charge is just so incredibly powerful versus my team. Yeah, it's no wonder that Tapu Koko is one of the best Gen 7 Pokemon in Draft League format. So versatile, it's so powerful, and it's so speedy, ultimately allowing him to outspeed the entirety of my team, since I obviously didn't bring Crobat. Latios is next. I think that's some sort of Calm Mind 2 attacks variant, whether that be Psychic and Hit Power Fire, but it probably is his best coverage options. Versus my team, he was to bring Dragon Fire if he wants to. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, this Latios is very scary. It was a very scary threat versus my original team, and forced me to bring Aurorus as a Choice Scarf variant. Also, another nice thing about Choice Specs Aurorus is that if he leads off with Pelipper and I lead with Aurorus, then he'll set up the rain sense of his higher speed stat, and then I can set up the heal, so that automatically in the lead battle, then I'll have the heal up basically. So that is nice as well. So yeah, Latios, I think it could also come as a Choice Specs Wall Breaker, could even come as a Choice Scarfer from my Zygarde +1. Just yeah, Latios super scary, really good stabs. Yeah, definitely have to take that into consideration as a big threat. And excuse me, because I'm going to pull up a pillow because my neck is getting sore. But yeah, so next up is Pelipper. He brought a Choice Specs Pelipper versus me previously. It might be Choice Scarf this time, just to try and get a nice little jump on my Zygarde. It could also be again Damprock for that Swampert, or it could be he could just bring Choice Specs again, but I think that's some sort of bulky utility Pelipper that can also maybe suit a respond to my Zygarde is probably his best option this game. But yes, U-turn options even for Tailwind. Even a Steel Stab and Water and Electric is hard for my team to switch into. Even things like Heal List do not want to take even regular Hurricanes, because they deal about 25 to 30% even for a resisted attack. So yeah, Pelipper is good. It's got knockoff and U-turn, so much utility. You can defog away my hazards, so that's good. Lucario again is probably going to be his Z user. I know that he used Lucario to break through my team previously, and I feel like it can also be another good breaker this time again. I feel like it might come as a special this time to try and deal with my Chestnut, something like a Nasty Plot variant with the Z Focus Blast, and that's ultimately why I have got the Azelf as well, since it kind of force out the Lucario that I expect to be special and set up Calm Minds on it. So yeah, that's also good. And yeah, it's just really scary, especially with this option to run Hit Power Ice. It can do a lot to my Zygarde as well, which otherwise would have been a good response to it. Porygon 2 again is just a really annoying Pokemon for my team. It can take a lot of hits. Really is a good blanket check to the Zygarde, being able to also trace some of my more important abilities like Technician if it needs to, and Prefer Cook from the Alolan Persian. Even maybe the Bulletproof, although not really from my Chestnut, but in some situations it could have came in handy. But yeah, Porygon 2, it's just so annoying. It can just recover, it can fire off Ice Beams, it has the option to run Hit Power Fire. Tri Attack is a really annoying move as well, being able to have a 20% chance To paralyze, freeze, or burn, all of those are really negative stats if we take into consideration my team and its overall frailty. Yeah, I'm just bringing a very offensive team versus what I expect him to bring more of a balanced team. So hopefully that will reward me for my choice this game. And finally, as Mega Swampert, again, I do expect it to come, unlike it not coming last time, probably some sort of waterfall, stealth rock, ice punch, and earthquake variant is most likely to come. It could even run, I believe, workup if it wants to really get the power and be able to Oku some other things like my Zygarde and Tokyo Chestnut. So yeah, Mega Swampert, really scary Pokemon, especially because in the rain none of my members can actually outspeed it. So it's super fast, it's super strong, it's got rain boosted attacks. Um, it's got a pretty good defensive typing as well. First, my team being able to pretty much in most situations be able to take a hit. In fact, I believe Aurora's Freeze Strike doesn't even Oku this thing. I think I previously stated it does, but I think it does actually, now that I recall, about 80% or so, which is still good damage. But yeah, it just shows the power of Mega Swampert being able to live a stab 4 times a week, super effective attack. But that's pretty much it for the team builder. Let's get into the battle. Hey, what's up, guys? We are back with the battle versus Chaz, and I'm not gonna lie, I am recording this on the day that I'm supposed to upload this. It is currently 1:30, and I have until 6 to upload this. So I'm definitely trying to rush ahead and try and get this battle done, do all the activities that I'm supposed to do today, and just get them out of the way and just, you know, trying to be an efficient human being. But pretty much he brought the Mega Swampert, Reuniclus, Tapu Koko, Ferrothorn, Lucario, and Pelipper. So the main thing that I'm noticing about his team is that there is no Porygon 2, which means that Superpower and Zygarde is going to be probably exclusively for that Ferrothorn to break that down, which is still fine, since of course the Titanium Z would have been a little bit hard if he did bring Porygon 2 over the, well, Porygon 2 and Ferrothorn, since I could only select one of them to be the target of it, of course, with it being a Z move. And then the other Pokemon he didn't bring is Latios, and I was very shocked that he did not bring the Latios, because I think that was such a good offensive threat. It really just got a kill every single time it came in, and pretty much this is going to be the exact same thing that I was saying about Luke, is that he didn't bring Mega Latios, and I felt like that was a mistake for him, and I feel like it was also a mistake for Chaz, since Latios, again, just Latios plus Tapu Koko is such a good core. But yeah, pretty much I'm going to lead off with a Mega Scizor, because if he leads off with a Pelipper, I can snipe it and potentially turn one with a Hidden Power Electric. And also Mega Scizor does have enough bulk investment to pretty much live any hit from his Pokemon. So I'm going to start this video. As he actually decides to lead off with his Tapu Koko, which is fine because I can fire off 2 Bullet Punches potentially on this thing and get into range of a Zygarde Extreme Speed. But what I'm going to do, as you're going to see, is I'm going to fire off an initial Bullet Punch, and I'm going to weaken him down into range that he really does not want to take a second Bullet Punch, and then I'm going to fire off Hidden Power Electric, expecting his Pelipper switch. Unfortunately, things don't really go that way. As you can see, I fire off the Bullet Punch, I get 40% off, but Chaz, luck was on his side today, and he got a turn 1 crit that managed to knock out my Scizor. I believe it did about 70 to 80% without the crit, so I pretty much know this is special attack invested. It's not some sort of mixed variant, most likely. It's purely special attack, could even be some sort of Calm Mind variant. So here I'm going to go out into the Aurorus to threaten him out, as he is going to go out to the Ferrothorn, thinking that is because he's a Steel type, he is going to be able to respond to my Aurorus, but no, this thing is going to take 30%, and I'm going to get a freeze of my own. So already we're getting hacks that are very lucky on both our ends, because Ferrothorn now frozen is going to allow me to have a bit more better counterplay, and here I go out into my Zygarde trying to abuse it due to the fact that it is frozen, so that I could potentially set up a Dragon Dance. But he goes out to Lucario, which even if I didn't freeze him, I expect that would have been his play anyway. But he goes out to Lucario, as I said, and I'm just going to be I'm most likely going to be taking an Ice Punch here, or he's going to fire off his Titanium Z, which I'm fine with, because pretty much being able to trade Zygarde for the Lucario, especially since the Ferrothorn is weakened. I don't really need my Zygarde, and I feel like Lucario is a really good breaker for the Chestnut, for the Mega Swampert. So I'm going to fire off my 1000 Hours, and I'm going to take out the Lucario. Whatever he's going to revenge me with, if it's going to be something like a Choice Scarf Pelipper, I can still fire off a free Extreme Speed and gain and get off some good damage. So here he's going to actually choose to revenge kill me with the Tapu Koko, which is fine because again I've got the Bullet Punch damage off. There's still heal in the environment, so here I'm going to fire off an Extreme Speed that is going to weaken him down to by 20%, and ultimately put him into range of 2 Stealth Rock chip damages after this heal, which is going to be pretty crucial in this game, since Stealth Rock's more and more looking to be really nice due to the fact that, again, my Mega Scizor did get crit turn 1, so I can't have the Hidden Power Electric Tech to try and OHKO that Pelipper. So here I'm going to go out into my Azelf, try and use this as an opportunity to set up a Calm Mind, as he might go for a Roost or something like that, and instead he decides to go out into his Ferrothorn, and I'm completely fine with that, since I should be able to live any one hit that the Ferrothorn wants to go for, even if he does Thaw, and I can just set up another Calm Mind getting up to +2, especially if he does fire off a Gyro Ball, depending on, of course, what kind of EV he's got. He might actually put me into range of the Ipapa Berry to gain some more health. Again, putting me out of range of something like the Tapu Koko. So here I'm going to fire off another Calm Mind, getting myself to +2, and pretty much putting the entirety of his team now into, at the very least, 2 KO range of my Azelf, as he's likely just setting up the rain now, so his Mega Swampert can come in and waterfall me. But I got some very crucial damage on the Pelipper, again putting in Stealth Rock damage, so he's going to fire off a U-turn. It's not really going to do that much, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with just being able to trade Azelf for pretty much his Pelipper and Swampert's opportunity to outspeed my team, as he's going to fire off the Mega Evolution. I'm expecting some sort of waterfall play. I don't really want to go out into Chestnut, since it does need to be kept healthy, and it potentially taking a crit waterfall isn't going to be nice, but he actually reveals to be a special variant, so that was kind of cool. Probably got Hidden Power Flying to hit my Chestnut, but he's definitely not going to appreciate it in this circumstance. He's going to take a Psychic, and actually this is really nice for me. I did not, because Lucario is probably his only physical type attacker on his team, realistically. I mean, Ferrothorn kind of is, but it's not really like a strong physical type attacker, so being able to trade the Mega Swampert, which is such a big threat against my team for this Azelf, is pretty good in my books, especially since now that Mega Swampert gone is just another check to the Aurorus that no longer exists, as here he is going to choose to revenge kill me with the only Pokemon that can outspeed an Azelf, and that is the Tapu Koko. So here I'm just going to go fire off, I presume, a Shadow Ball, just in case he decides to go for the Roost, but he is going to knock me out with the Thunderbolt, so that's all good. I'm still feeling quite confident. I just have to make sure that I don't let Reuniclus set up something like an Acid Armor free. So here I'm going to go out into my Aurorus now, threatening him as I can live any one hit that this Tapu Koko wants to go for, and I can just set up my Stealth Rock, since I don't expect him to go into the Pelipper. I expect him to try and sack off this Ferrothorn. So here I'm going to set my Stealth Rocks here, and ultimately this is going to put, I believe, Tapu Koko into range of Stealth Rocks and Heal Chip, and then also Pelipper into range of just Stealth Rocks in general. So those are all very important calculations to be able to win likely in the end game with my Alolan Persian, as he does end up throwing out, and he is just going to fire off a Gyro Ball here with his Ferrothorn, which is fair enough, and it's really important that I keep Alolan Persian around, but not it doesn't really matter if it's healthy or not. I just need it to be around just so that I can get a knockoff versus the Alolan Persian and threaten it. So I am going to fire off a Foul Play, take a huge amount of recoil from the Iron Barbs, the Rocky Helmet, and the heal, which is going to negate my leftovers. And the most important thing is that my Alolan Persian is alive, and it still does have the opportunity to fire off a pretty powerful and knock off against the Reuniclus, which is going to help out so much for my Aurorus. Is here he's going to go out into Tapu Koko. I could stay in and fire off a knockoff, but I decided to go out into my Chestnut, just because it is set of fodder ultimately for the Reuniclus in the back, and it really doesn't have any other use in this game. It was there for the Lucario and for the Mega Swampert, both of which now are gone, and it also was there for the Ferrothorn, again another Pokemon which is gone. So it really doesn't have that. Like, I don't need it anymore in this game. So here he's actually going to reveal his set. He's a Calm Mind, Roost, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam most likely set, as here I'm going to fire off my Leech Seeds to try and threaten this Tapu Koko, try and pressure it, and really just force him to knock me out before he gets up too many Calm Mind boosts. Fortunately, I am running a Seed Bomb on this Chestnut, harkening back to when I played against Fabalno. Mono Dream Punch was not a good idea, and this time I'm just going to fire off the Seed Bomb, and even though I'm doing just slightly under 50%, of course he's got to acknowledge the fact that I could get a crit with my Seed Bomb and put him into a really bad situation. So here he just decides, you know what, he's going to fire off the Dazzling Gleam, take what he can get, and knock off out my Chestnut. But fortunately, Aurorus is a really bulky Pokemon, and it is going to be able to shoot any variety of hits this type of Pokemon can go for, even a +1. It can lift the Thunderbolt, as you can see, very easily. It can actually take another one after that as well, and I'm just going to be able to absolutely knock the socks off this Tapu Koko with a Blizzard, which is going to be super huge. Now let's go back. You guys can't see it, but on the chat, Ches says that he thinks that he misplayed because he didn't set up Stealth Rocks and Ferrothorn. But I still probably have this game with Blizzard, Aurorus into knockoff Room Persian. As here you can see that the Blizzard is doing 77%, which is just insane. This is definitely a physically defensive Reuniclus, and it is going to get knocked out by the second Blizzard. And I believe Aurorus has gotten 3 kills this game. So yeah, JJ Bizzle again, I would like my apology. Just make sure to at JJ Bizzle in the DGBA server. I've said it once, I'll say it again. You know, Aurorus is a threat. I believe that since it only cost me like 2 or 3 points, this Pokemon has been incredible. It's gotten like 5 kills or something, 5-6 kills throughout the entirety of the league, which is more than I could ever ask for. So ultimately, yeah, we're going to win this game on the back of a Choice Specs Aurorus, which is super nice because I did want to bring it the first game, but of course Has was right. A Choice Scarf variant was better, but due to him bringing a little bit more of a bulkier team, again, not the bulkiest of teams, not the team as bulky as I was expecting. I was thinking Porygon 2 was a Pokemon that would probably be coming. Even the likeliness of Reuniclus, Ferrothorn and Porygon 2 I felt was not out of the question, so I was really making sure that this time I had good responses to his bulk, and sure, that meant that I did lose a little bit on the offensive department. Definitely things like Tapu Koko managed to just tear my team apart this time, but I ultimately had the offense that managed to see me through and win this game. So your Armaldos are going to be in the finals against Manly Soap. In fact, he beat Taz, and I can't remember his name, but I'm sure I can clarify it in the finals game when you can actually see his logo and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are psyched to see the finals of the DGBA up on the channel, then make sure to go hit that subscribe button. I do upload these every single week at Wednesday at 6 PM BST time zone. If you also want to leave a like, helps me know that you guys really enjoy this content. And also let me know, question of the day, just down in the comment section if you guys don't mind. What content should I upload after this DGBA season, since ultimately the DGBA finals is going to be my last upload for season 9 in the of course in the season 9 playlist of this season. So I really want to know what content you guys want to see on this channel, because I don't want to just upload for about 12 weeks on this channel back to back to back, be really consistent, and then ultimately just drop off because I ran out of DGBA content to post. I know that people were saying, well, could say to do DGBA season 10, but ultimately, you know, I didn't really care that much for DGBA season 10. I don't really like Gen 8 that much. I mean, I guess it's a little bit better now that that I'm into the season, but yeah, I just don't really like it. So I probably won't be uploading season 10 and anything behind season 8. I'm just going to be absolutely clueless on what I brought particular Pokemon and whatnot. I mean, I'm usually clueless coming into the video after such a long time. Again, it's been about 10 months since I played these games. I'm kind of clueless, and I have to remind myself over the week before I have to ultimately send out these videos and schedule them and then video them and all. I have to remind myself why I brought certain EVs on Pokemon, why I brought certain Pokemon just in general, and what the general premise of the team is, what the win con is, what the breaker is going to be, etc. So all that I have to try and reimagine in my head, which is tough for season 9, and it's just going to be completely impossible for season 8 and prior. So let me know what you guys want. I could do maybe some sort of drafting tips if you guys want. I could do maybe some Pokemon Showdown. Yet again, my Wi-Fi isn't that really that great. That's why I just kind of do Google Slides for the first part of the video into these replays for the other side of the video. But yeah, I've kind of been talking a bit too much. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments. Even if you are in the DGBA server, just at me, let me know. Since I really kind of almost desperate at this point for suggestions, because I really tried to go over in my head what I could do, and I could do potentially something like top 10 Jenny at Mons or something like that, but I haven't really played around with that much Jenny to know. So I don't know. I guess I'll see. But thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the DGBA finals. Peace.